My name is Grace Olwande. I am a children's rights advocate. I'm also a marketer, and above all, I'm a projects manager. I'm working with Action for Children Development Center in partnership with Watoto Watch Network. Yes, so basically, we talk and deal with children issues. We go to schools, we mentor children, we mentor teachers on rights and also equality. So basically, that is what I do. Yeah.
That's nice. So, Grace,
Uh-huh.
who is Grace as a person?
Grace as a person is a lady. I'm an iron lady, to be precise. So, like, I have a very strong personality. In fact, my personality scares so many people. And you know, it is said that good girls don't get the corner office. So that is basically who I am. Yeah. So I have this passion for children. And I believe that children are always our future generation, and parenting is a very important topic because these are the people who deal with children in each and every day of their lives. That is why I focus on talking to parents as well as teachers, because teachers also have a role that they play in our children. Yes.
So, as someone who is so passionate about kids and parenting,
Mhm.
you were once a child. How was your childhood?
Oh my God, my childhood was so difficult. I had a situation whereby my parents had to separate. In fact, not separate. They started the separation, but it reached a point they had to divorce and go their separate ways. And in that scenario, I realized that when parents divorce, the children suffers the most. You see, ni kama tu tunasema ng'ombe mbili zikipigana ama ndovu mbili wakipigana ni nyazi ndio zinaumia. So in this situation, nyazi ni watoto. So children get confused, and I'm not saying it is bad to separate or it is bad to divorce, but when you divorce, it is important to also bring the children on board. Remember, children only have young minds. Yeah, it's not that they don't know what is happening. They know, they can really tell that what is happening is really awkward and it is not right. Yes, but they just don't have that authority. You know, the way we brought up our children, where me, I was brought up in a family where children are not supposed to question anything, you see. So they won't question, yes, but it doesn't mean that they don't know what is happening. Yeah, so that is what most parents assume. Parents assume, but it is important to bring the children on board and discuss the issue at hand. Yes.
So, you are an iron lady.
Yeah.
You have this huge personality
Yes.
that scares people.
Yeah.
No, I want to see you as a child. Did you have this huge personality, or it was a need to have it because of what you've gone through? You say that your parents divorced.
Yeah.
You as a child, how did that make you feel at that time?
Okay. I remember it made me feel so bad. And you know, you see, when people grow, your environment will determine you. And that is why you see when a child grows in a slum and compared to a child that is growing maybe in a middle class family setup, those two children are different. You will find that this child that has grown in a slum, first of all, ako very vigilant. Secondly, ako ready to fight for himself. You know, you've been taught, you know, the resources are little, so everybody must, it is, you must keep on surviving. So you find each and every person is fighting to fit. Are you getting my point? Yes. Compared to the child that has grown in an environment that everything is always at his or her dispersal. So for me, I also had similar experience. And I can remember when I was a young girl, most of my time I spent with my father. In fact, for me, when I grew up with my mom, I think I was a little bit older enough to differentiate between good and bad, because most of my childhood I stayed with my father, and my father was like this person who will teach you how to defend yourself, how to choose things that will benefit you. Okay, so I've grown up in a setup whereby I have always learned to defend myself, to protect myself, and most importantly, to look for myself. You see, when we are choosing people, I'll choose myself over you. Yeah, so that is the kind of setup my father exposed me to. And that really made me develop this strong personality for the survival measures. Yeah. And my dad used to call me Survivor, by the way, because of that setup that I used to grow in. Yeah.
So these days we are advocating for to let children be children. In your childhood, did you have to be a child or did you have to grow up to survive?
I grew up to survive because of my conditions, and most of the time, uh, I was a child but behaving like an adult, okay, because of the situations that I was in. For example, I will be given responsibilities like you are 12 years old, you are expected to take care of your other siblings, you are expected to look after your other siblings. So you have been given these responsibilities that really are not your responsibilities. But because of the situation at home, you have to do them. Okay? Like, for example, I forgot to say I'm also a mother right now. But you see, I've always thought of bringing my child in a different way that I was brought up. But unfortunately, that has not happened. And you know, I tell people like children are our own mirrors. And that is why when it got to my attention that students are being sent out of school because of lesbianism and gayism. Sometimes this lady is just behaving like a man because of the mirror she sees at home. Maybe this is a girl maybe being brought up by a single dad, maybe with his brother. So those are the two mirrors she sees. When she goes to Form 1, you cannot expect her to behave in a certain way. And I even got to speak with this young boy who is just feminine, just because he was living with the mother and other three sisters. Yeah, so that is the mirror they see. Now you will find that this boy is girlish, but it doesn't mean that he is a gay. So that's why I was even asking teachers, what criteria are you using really to identify that this student is a gay? And I was also bringing to their attention that a child developing into a gay, it starts with parenting. How have you brought up your child? Did you teach your child how to be a man? Did you teach your child how to be a woman? As I've said, I have found myself having this masculinity energy. It is because of the environment I was exposed to. I think my mom was not in a position to tell me this is how to behave as a girl, you know, or this is how you should be behaving as a woman. I only got that lesson from my grandmother, and also it was just a short period of time when we went visiting. But you see, we are living in a different age right now where parents have to take sole responsibilities of their children. So it really matters on how you bring up your child to mold your child to whatever you want your child to become. It begins with you as a parent. Yeah.
So from that,
Mhm.
your home situation
Mhm.
these days, there are so many women who want to be child free, maybe because of the traumas that they went through when they were children. So, in an environment that you were brought up in, would you say that finance played a big role for your parents to raise you the way they did?
Not really. My problem had nothing to do with finance. My parents basically were just people who could not agree. Okay? You know, you can get married to this person and you find that this person, you are not relating well or you are not compatible. What do? You separate. So finance was not an issue, but I have come to notice that finance right now in terms of parenting is an issue. We have 3 types of abuses in marriages. 1 is physical abuse, 2 is emotional abuse, 3 is financial abuse. And I can tell you all these abuses really play a big role in people parting ways. For example, if you have a husband who never contributes anything towards the house, you will find that you will not be interested in this man anymore. And you feel like, kama naweza fanya hizi vitu peke yangu, why am I carrying this burden? You know, why am I even here? You see, let me just carry it elsewhere. Because you see, being a married person, it also comes with other responsibilities. This man will expect you to do some other responsibilities that maybe you won't be comfortable doing as an independent woman. And that's why I've come to realize men are empowered, fine. Women, we are getting into a situation whereby women are more empowered. But are we teaching our men to live with these empowered women? Yes. So we are not doing it. That's why, you know, right now when you see men, mi nataka mwanamke mwenye anafanya kazi, you know, the first question they ask you, what do you do? What have you done? Yes. Yes. In short, they're asking you, what are you going to bring to the table? But you see, they are not taking that picture that if you bring an independent woman in this house, there are some things that have to change. Yes. For example, I'm working to 9. You're working to 6. I expect that if I come home, children are well taken care of. We might have a house help, yes. Maybe uko na day scholar natoka 4 ama 6 kama mzee amekuja. Mzee, siwe pia uende kwa jikoni. Look at the children. Were they taken care of? Mimi nikikuja saa 3, I say, let me pick from there, then we go to bed. But you see, we have men wenye wamekuwa raised in that traditional cocoon, and they want to live with these independent ladies who have understood themselves. They have been enlightened. And also, they have their money. They know very well, if you have not given me money, surely I can make my own money and I can make my own decisions. You see? So unapata wanasema, bibi, lazima nifulie, lazima nipikie, lazima nifanye, lakini hawataki kujua huyu mwanamke pia anafanyanga nini. And I can tell you, Diana, that balancing parenting, career, it's a very huge responsibility. Actually, that's why I always advocate that women should go for mental therapies. It is a hell on earth. You have to bring this person on board, and especially if you have a man who is not understanding. Imagine, Diana, umeenda umefanya kazi, umesimama for whole 12 hours, ati bwanako yeye apikiwangi na maid. Unataka kufika hiyo 9, imagine.
Atajipikie basi kama hataki za maid.
Na ukisikia hivyo, yeye ndio anatoa kelele mpaka unashangaa, kwani what's happening? You see?
It's a 50-50, but you don't want to do your part.
Exactly.
So I'm doing like 100.
Na mimi nasemanga, Diana, the moment kama mwanaume umeniambia ati 50-50, osha vyombo, my friend. Osha vyombo, osha nguo, end month ikifika uniambie, mimi nimepata hii pesa, pia mimi nitakwambia yenye nimepata, how do we divide it? But if you're giving me, I'm not your slave, hey? If you're giving me these responsibilities, and you are not ready to take your responsibilities. If you want me to be cooking for you, you want me to be doing all those things as a traditional woman, be ready to be taking those financial responsibilities. Hata kama natengeneza pesa yangu, wacha hiyo pesa ikue yangu. Let me decide. Yeah. So that is basically what people should learn. They should learn how to live with these independent women, because we are here to stay. We are not going anywhere. You see? So it is their responsibility to learn. How do I stay with this independent woman? Yes.
So let me take you back when your parents separated.
Yeah.
And so now the children, you're the first one.
Yes.
And then you have other siblings that you're supposed to take care of. So how did your parents decide, I want to take maybe these two children, the man is left to the other ones, or did you just go to the mother's side or to the father's side?
Not really. You know, what really brought about children's separation was that my mom was working elsewhere. So my mom was a teacher. She was working elsewhere. My dad was based here in Nairobi. So because for me, I was schooling in Nairobi, my mom decided to go with my younger sister and leave me with my dad because of that school setup. So it just reaches a time, you know, as a child, you want to, where is mom? Dad, why can't you take me to mom? I also want to see mom. So that was now the situation that brought us together again as a family. When my mom could decide now that she's taking me for some time and also returning me, maybe after schools open, she returns me back to my father. So basically that is what used to happen. But there was no proper communication that mimi ndo nafaa kuishi na mtoto, hapana. It was just based on circumstances that were happening. Yeah, so you find that when you're with your dad, there are things, when you've grown of age, you have just to take those responsibilities. Yeah.
There's this notion that women say that, oh, I can't leave my children, especially female children, with their father. What do you think about that?
For me, I have seen, you know, I've been in this space of discussing with parents, discussing with mothers, and I can tell you for a fact, Diana, they are very responsible men. And you know, psychologically, now when you are going back to books, children, boys are always clinged to their mothers. Girls are always clinged to their fathers. So this is just psychology. This is something you cannot control. So I have witnessed fathers who have taken good care of their children, and I can tell that even for my father, may his soul rest in peace. He used to take care of me. He used to bathe me. He used to cook for me and ensure that I've eaten. So basically, me, I don't believe in this notion ati mtoto mmoja lazima tu akue na mama kwa sababu no. A parent is a parent. And if you look at the Constitution of Kenya and the Children Acts, it was revived in 2022 that any parent can stay with the child. Even if the child is a newborn baby, that is one thing that people don't know. Most women assume, lazima niishi na watoto mpaka wafike 18. But I want to tell you for a fact that is not the case. If you are a woman and you want to leave your home, and you've decided to leave your home, and you've decided to leave your child there is no way, and I'm saying this in front of these cameras, that court can give you that child. Because that is negligence at first sight. You decided to leave the child there. Then what did you expect? So there is no way again you can say, I want to take that child from the father. Even the court, in fact, right now, courts listen to both parties. They listen to the father and they listen to the mother of the child. And they also consider the interest of the child. So if you are the mother, na uliacha watoto, and you know, I was even talking about these issues of women being overrated as parents. Women are always assumed to be, mama, haizi acha mtoto wake, but there are women who neglect their children. Without even sending a single cent, those children stay with their fathers until they are adults. And these things are not talked about, you see. So for me, I believe any parent can stay with a child so long as the child is below 18, and that child, each parent have equal responsibility. Yeah.
And now you're living with your dad, your dad is losing you. Did your parents move on?
Yes, my mom moved on and remarried. My father also moved on and remarried, and life continued. Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Did maybe one of the parents that came around make you feel like you're not welcome? You know, the way women, when you go to a house, you want to be now the one who says whatever goes in that house, it's your house. And then maybe they conceive of other children. And now maybe they prioritize those children over the children that they got there.
Okay, for me, I can say I only had a problem with my stepmom, but I think I had a problem with her because, as I said, girls are always clingy to their fathers. And you know, me, I was this girl who was very close to the father. Yes. We would even sleep together, we would eat together. And you know, now when an intruder is coming, and it wants to take your space, you see. Yeah, ikifika saa tatu ushaenda umejilalisha na baba yako, mnalala mpaka iende anakubeba na kupeleka kwa your own bedroom. Sasa here is a situation, another person has come and you want to share this space. I think it is my stepmother tulikuwa na issue. For my stepfather, no, we are good, up to date. In fact, he has been a good father. He advises me where he should, and also he has been supportive. Yeah, in terms of advising me, in terms of my career, he has been there for me. So I feel that these things can work. Yes, it's just a matter of a family understanding each other and also bringing the children on board. It is very important, Diana, because it took me the longest time to accept that my mom has moved on with another person. You see, it is because my parents were not involving me in this. If they could have been involving me in this and telling me, you see, you have to have a new daddy, because you see, with your father things didn't work. You know, you prepare that child psychologically. Yes.
So you're grown up now.
Yeah.
You're in campus.
Yes.
You're figuring out your life.
Yeah.
How was your campus life?
My campus life was beautiful. I can say it was, but I was this cheeky lady, iron lady. In fact, that was the name that I was given. But I can tell you, in my campus life, my mom was very supportive. She used to send me upkeep money at least every week. I also used to do my own businesses here and there. So basically, my life in campus, I cannot say it was very difficult for me. Yeah.
So you got married?
I got married. Can we stay? So it's not necessarily a marriage. But traditionally, I think we cemented things traditionally. But I started living with this guy actually when I was in school. I was in 4th year. We had our baby. Yes, so we started there. So hiyo maneno tu ya come we stay. We stayed for some time. We had our second child, but things did not work out. That was in 2022. So we separated. And Mark, you know, when I was growing, I was this lady saying, me, I cannot leave a marriage. Hey, ile mateso niliteseka. You see, and you know.
Before you answer that,
Yeah.
When you were looking for your husband, did you have any ideas like, this is the kind of man I want? I don't want the trauma that I went through my childhood to follow me here. If I'm going to choose a man, I want to choose right. And then now it's not even working. Oh my God.
Let me tell you. Hizi vitu mtu anajipata tu. Like you see, for my baby daddy, I was not, in fact, when he was meeting me, we were in the same college, but he was ahead of me. So when I was somehow, I don't know, in the beginning of 4th year, unajua sisi hata tukudate for long. I think we were just rushing things. And I think also, you know, when you're in campus, you're in this 4th year, You are seeing life in a different way. You are just saying, nafaa kumaliza shule, I should be getting married. You see, life must continue. But I want to advise young girls out there. Okay, I'm also young, but people who are just young girls that are just finishing, yeah, who are maybe I'm their elder sister, that please don't rush. Kumaliza shule haimaanishi lazima umalize na bwana, as my assumption. So just give yourself time, study someone, because you see somebody can hide his character and there is nothing you can do about it. So wanaambia watu, like, for me, those are the mistakes I made in life. Actually, this guy was not a bad guy. I don't know, things just change, you know. Take marriage hapa, love huisha. So inadependingi, hii love ikiisha, is there respect? Love na huisha. If you talk, yes, love wa inaisha, unapata the first year you really loved each other. Yes, that's why ulikuwa unaona long ago, in fact in my culture, mwanaume alikuwa anaweza spot tu mwanamke mahali na wewe mwanamke amempendeza, you are stolen. Wanakugoja tu sasa zenye unaenda kuchota maji, they come and hijack you, and the moment you sleep in that man's house, he's your husband. And those marriages used to work. It is because men were trained how to treat women and their responsibilities. Women were also trained on their responsibilities, which is not happening nowadays. So I can tell people for a fact, love is not enough in a marriage. The most important thing in a marriage is respect. If you respect your partner, love will just come in. Itafika pahali love itaisha, tena mtaistia up na itaendelea. So for me, when it was starting, yes, it was love. For me, nakumbuka sikuwa nimeingia sana, but ikafika time when I was just seeing the way this man was treating me, and I was like, okay, this can work, you see. So it was good. When we even had our first child, this is a man who could come home, help me. Unajua hiyo time mtoto ulia, mtoto akiwa mdogo mtoto ulia because of the colic, colic gas or acid yenye inasumbua mtoto. So he could help me. You know, we could take turns. Nilale kidogo, amke, which I know not so many men can do it, but we could take turns on those things. So one, I appreciate for the good time we had together, the beautiful kids he gave me, because I was dating many other men and they couldn't get me pregnant for a fact. I don't know why. Hata wale wenye nilipenda sana alikuwa anasema huyu lazima kuwe baba mtoto wangu. They never ever made me pregnant. So I always appreciate that fact. So basically things did not just work out the way I wished they could. So we separated. Yeah, so that is it.
What contributed to your marriage not working?
Oh, okay. I won't speak of much, but one was miscommunication, two, misunderstanding. So basically, I will not say what really transpired in details, but what I can say, I cannot say that I was the perfect woman. Yes, for a marriage to break, it takes two people. Imagine haivunjikangi tu. Inatekingi two people. So inamaanisha there is something you did not do right. Ye pia kuna kitu hakufanya right. So basically, nyinyi ndio hamku find a way of solving the issue. But one thing I'm sure, my separation was certain, because what I was going through, one, I was not myself anymore. Two, I felt like, in fact, I felt like if we continue staying without these issues that we were having being addressed, I could have lost my mind. So I felt the right thing to do is just to give space, which I always tell people also, separation is not bad. Yeah, most people, unajua tukionanga social media, nani na nani wame break up, watu hata tulisema wataachana, ilikuwa waachane. You see, they are happy. But one thing I always tell people, don't be happy in somebody's downfall. That is number one. Number two, separation is good. For me, I can tell you, for the years I've stayed outside, I can be able to tell what I could have done right, You see, I have also learned my lessons, and believe me, if I get married today, I think there are so many things I'll do differently. Ni kama sasa tuseme umezaa mtoto wa kwanza kwenyu, it is a mistake. Haya, tukupewa pili, umezaa kwenyu, it is a mistake. But unajua ikikuja ya tatu, ya nne, tutakuza nani, hii pia si pia unaenda sana. You see? Yeah. So basically, that's the thing.
There was a discussion
in
India where it was about this space. So, and people were arguing that if we are in a relationship and then you ask for space and then maybe you go out there and you start seeing other people, is that cheating, right? And then number two, you go there and see other people and then I think my day is better. I come back to him. How would that take me and him to rekindle that relationship? It feels like, so you went out there thinking you're going to look for something better and you didn't find it.
Then you're coming back.
You're coming back, you have no option.
Now, that's a good question. And you see, me what I tell couples, don't you ever assume that your man won't at a point have another person. Don't you ever assume as a man that as a woman, your woman will never see any other person. Hata tu kama mko kwa hiyo ndoa. Because you see, wakati nilikuwa nakuja hapa, you can ask me. There are men who saw me as a beautiful woman. Yeah? Yes. And there are some men I saw that probably I felt that, hey, this is my kind of guy. You see? So don't you ever assume. I always tell people, you know, the most important thing we are looking at in this scenario as parents is family. This person has made a mistake, yes. Are you ready to keep this family? Hiyo ndo question ujiulize. Are you ready to forgive to keep this family? Because definitely, unajua ukisema ati mi siwezi forgive, siwezi taka, definitely this marriage will break. And definitely these children will also have a problem. So huwa nasema, kama tumeachana, please, I'm not with you. I'm free. I'm free to say yes to another person. We are not together, you see? But Mimi, in fact, I can tell you for free, so many of my friends are cheating. In fact, saizi, when you wanna cheat, kabisa are married women and married men. I'm telling you, it is a crisis. Lakini hata kama rafiki yangu umekuja kuniambia you cheated, swali ya kwanza wanakuuliza like sincerely, why don't you just walk out? Why don't you just walk out? Give yourself space so that kila mtu afanye kitu yote anataka kufanya, mrudi kama mko sober, muonge. So long as you do your thing responsibly, usicontract ugonjwa uanze kubeba unapeana pahali, lakini do your thing responsibly. Even if you are doing your thing, yes, usi disrespect the other person. I can tell you for a fact that I have gone to joints, I'm seeing my baby daddy there. He's busy also. He's having other people. He's enjoying himself. But the moment I might have walked in with someone, but the moment I see him, I leave. Because of the respect. This is the father of my children, you see? And I've not also told him that now I want to get married. You know, things will change when I tell him we have children, yes. But it has reached a time, even me, I feel now I should be settling with somebody else. Unajua tujafika hapo. Lakini, jua tujafika hapo, that respect must be there. You see? So, hiyo ndo kitu nilikuwa naongea about. Basically, you can separate with someone. Lakini maintain the respect. Juu men are men. Ni kama tu, hata kuku unaonanga kuku wakifight, juu umechukua bibi yangu. That is how basically men are prepared to react. Hata kama ni boyfriend wako wa kitambo, trust me, akikuona na mtu mwingine, kuna that ka feeling. And I believe if you ask men, they will tell you, that ka feeling. Hata kama yuko na wewe anymore. So it's just proper that in everything you do as a couple, separated or not, just show respect to that person. Yeah.
There was a lady who was supposed to be here, but she had an emergency. Her child, I don't know what happened with the child. She asked me to ask you this question. It's about friends. Like, you know, the group chat, the girls in the relationship. So they're called a little bit
my girls.
That's the committee.
Yeah.
That's the committee, yeah. So she told me that she lost her boyfriend to that committee. And now one of the girls, especially the one who's telling her, leave that man, he's cheating on you. That man was actually sleeping with her.
Oh my God.
And she was the one giving the advice. Right now, the guy is married to her. They're married.
Yeah, that
and
happens.
She's outside with the child.
Let me tell you now, based on my experience. You see, when my marriage was breaking, and you know, with my personality, I'm this kind of a person. Yani kitu kinikasirisha, I just want to speak about it. And you know, my ex-husband was not that kind of a person. He was somebody who could be quiet. It's not that he's not talking, but he used not to talk to you. You know, you want to bring this conversation, and that is what I call now emotional abuse. You want to make up things. For him, he's not talking to you, and he's not also ready to talk to you about it. You see, so in fact, me, I was very depressed. I was depressed. In fact, if you could have seen me when I was leaving my marriage and now, these are two different people. I'm telling you for a fact. But one. Exactly. You see now, Mimi, saizi unajua hata with the kata kama niko na boyfriend sahi, you know, yeah, ajui my bad part, anajua tu my good part, because we are meeting once in a while, and when we meet, it's like, oh babe, honey, I've got something, you know, you're not seeing this bad side. But now when you live with someone, ndio unajua what that person is. You see? So it reached a point I was so depressed. But I can tell you for a fact that, Diana, friends are not good people. And I can say in my marriage, for it to break, I think it was influenced with friends. Almost 75%. I'm this kind of person who could tell my friends, oh, this is what I'm going through. They could feel my pain. Then they call my ex-husband. You see, your wife was saying this and this and this and this. Now, when your husband comes in, you know, as a person I know myself, I'm the one who used to steer up the conversation and tell him, you see, you did this, I did not like it. Can we talk about it? We talk. Lakini kesho, maybe amekutana na ule friend wangu atamwambia things zenye ukisikia, yani vile atainterpret your information si initially vile ilikuwa. So bwana kirudi amekasirika hata vile alikuwa the first time. Like, what is going on? You know, it's like sasa mmeanza tena afresh. You see? And recently I was having a conversation, and I like using that example in so many of my interviews. There was this lady. Sasa vile tunaweza kuwa na girl talk. You are telling me about your husband. I'm telling, hey, my husband is cool, you know. He has a big machine, you know. And you're saying, oh, then you're telling me, I don't like big machines, actually. In fact, I appreciate my husband for not having big machine because I cannot handle big machine. Then imagine, huyu friend wako akaenda kumit husband wako, you see, I heard you don't have big machine. you see, these are two different contests. Yes, he's not even saying the good part. This is what I prefer. And let me tell you, that marriage broke. It broke. It broke completely. Because this man's ego was down. Lakini vile alisema in a good way. Me, I don't like big machines. To be honest, I cannot handle them. And I appreciate my husband very much because he has that small machine that can really contain me. Lakini wewe vile unaenda kuinterpret, wewe umesema ati nilisikia una big machine. So this man definitely anafikiria he doesn't satisfy you in bed. He has gone. He's left you. So friends really play a big role in breaking people's marriages. And I tell people, these days kama uko na shida kwa ndoa yako, if you can talk to your mom, fine. Isipite from past your mom and dad. because those are the only people who can have true interest ya kukuona kama you are succeeding. Other people don't, including relatives. You see, you can have that auntie of yours and she's not for you. That uncle of yours, she's not for you. And you cannot force that person to be for you. So the moment we may discuss na mama, wacha ishi hapo. Because I know people, some people, and I know in marriages, ifike mtu anaongea, afike kwa huyu, akina nani anifanyia tu hivi, huyo ni mtu already ako into depression. And I can tell you, me, I kept quiet for like 2 years. The third one, I was going crazy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you are in a situation you don't want to expose what you're going through to your parents, so you are quiet. You are very quiet. But you see, wewe ndio unaumia. And you're losing, I'm telling you, you can lose your mind. Me, I lost my mind. Ilifika point, in fact, I used to find a refuge in alcohol. I just used to buy it. Imagine singeweza lala bila kunywa pombe. I could take maybe a glass, yani to help me just gasp sleep. Lakini ikwe tu kuna mistake, nimestuka po katikati ya usiku, either nimesikia kwenda choo. If I don't take that alcohol again, I will not sleep. And remember, tomorrow I'm expected to go for work. So it reached a time the depression went too much to a point it started even affecting my children. Now you know you are releasing your anger to the people you're seeing close to you. Exactly. And you know, the moment unaona how watoto, you think of this guy. Yeah. And you think of this, what this guy has done to you. And you're like, if these children were not there, I could have moved on easily. You see? So basically, women are going through a lot compared to the men. Because you see, women have a lot to give in terms of relationship and marriage. This is a setup whereby you have to be with your children. You know, you have to divide attention to your children. You have to divide your attention to your career. You have to divide your attention to your husband. Oh my God, it's not easy. And to yourself. Mimi hata sikuwa najiangalia. In fact, mimi sikuwa I could concentrate on my job, my husband. Hata wanasema hiyo pati ya my husband ningetoa ikuwe myself, and my children. You see, to a point, sasa, you know, unaenda hata job ujaosha uso, you know, you've not even realized it. You see, ujasonga nywele, you've not even realized that. It's not that you don't have money. Hii pesa saa zingine iko, but you are too engaged, you even forget how you look. You even forget what really made this man to be attracted to you. Yes. So, mtu anasahau, you really forget your personality. And it reached a time, in fact, Diana, if I can even call my friends here, they can tell you I changed to a point they could not recognize me anymore. Unaona hata hiyo strong personality yenye niko nayo vile nakuongelesha, it went lost. I could not even speak for myself. I could not defend myself. Yani ilifika point, I used to look like I'm some zombie or something, because I'm just there. Yes, so my personality literally came back after leaving the marriage, and also it took a while, like a year. So I just started now becoming me. You know, ile time nilikuwa nakaa ni kama naishi kwa cocoon. Yani I'm trying to please someone. I'm trying to please also the society. I'm worried about what will this society say, my goodness, you see? But when I left, people, yes, talked. In fact, people talked to a point. Hata hiyo simu yangu haikuwa inamaliza 5 minutes kama mtu hajapiga. But all these things became calm. People got used to it, to the fact that I'm no longer in a marriage, and things just went on to normal. So it's possible.
And my question is, why do people always blame the women when the marriage doesn't work? And they have these unbelievable expectations of women to do.
Yes, that is a tragedy. It's barbaric. It's uncouth, but unfortunately, it's happening. But the reason why it's happening, and I always tell people, marriage takes 2 people. It is not for one person. The moment you as a man, you are not making efforts for this marriage to work, it will not work. The moment you as a woman, you are not making effort for this marriage to work. And let me tell you, hii notion ya wanawake, mwanamke kama ndoa imekataa, toka. That is what I can tell them. Toka, because the same reason many women I talk to say ati wanakaa hapo kwa sababu ya watoto. Imagine you're also affecting those children psychologically. Imagine a situation whereby your children watches you when your husband is beating you each and every day. Will they be okay psychologically? They will not. The moment whereby you as a man, your children are watching you being disrespected by your wife in front of your children, will they even respect you as a father? Are you doing good to these children, or you are destroying them? The answer is you are destroying them. So the same reason why you are staying in that marriage, which is your children, is the same reason why you should leave that marriage, to protect the psychology of your children. Me even though naambia watu, if the marriage is not working, toka. Kuna this group of women pia wanasemanga, oh, you see, Haki, he's providing everything, you know, I don't have a job. Are you handicapped? Let me tell you, Diana, unaona hiyo pesa yako hata kama ni 10 bob, it is very important. It gives you a voice. You see? Unaona, the moment uko na a very rich husband, maybe capable, na umuonyeshe unaweza muachia hizo vitu zake, uanze from zero, uanze kama mtu hana, that man will respect you. But the moment unataka kukaa hapo ati sijui wewe unagoja, ati unaona hata he's providing everything, now what will I do with the children? So akikufa, the children won't move on. What are you even trying to say? So women should leave this cocoon here. Sijui, I'm doing it for. You are not doing it for anybody. You are just selfish on yourself. And the moment you give yourself a break, you will realize your power as a woman. You'll realize your capabilities. You'll also realize that you deserve better. Yes.
And better is out there.
Better is out there. I know there is this assumption that ati ukikuwa na mtoto nani atakuona. Imagine unaonwa, hata mimi hata nimechoka, hata hapa kwa inbox yangu nimechoka, because men will come. Yes, some of them don't even care about your children. They just want you. Some of them want you with your children. Yes. So don't be afraid to get out.
During those 2 years,
when
you were depressed, how was the children, like the way you can see your children? You're projecting a lot with your children. Can you tell the difference now between you? I can see life from you, like that energy you can feel it.
Yeah.
And of course, that will also be projected to the children. You then start raising children, and you're like, I want to be like my mom. That energy.
Yeah.
And now the time that you're depressed, can you see the difference?
There's a very big difference, because when I was living, actually, I used to project my anger a lot towards the children. And one thing I thank God for, my mom was really there for me. Actually, at the beginning, my mom never used to understand what was really happening. But when she understood the kind of situation I was in, she really took part in encouraging me. She used to call me each and every single day, each and every single hour. In fact, she was my healing therapy, just to ensure. And she used to encourage me a lot. These are your children. These are the blessings that God has given you. Do you know how many people want children here and they're not getting those children? And my experience, it's just basically what really pushed me to even to be helping other people, to be helping other children, so that they know that my decision as a parent has nothing to do with them. And that is why I always also give room. In fact, for me, my baby daddy pick up the kids. He sees his kids knows him, his kids loves him. So I think basically that is the most important thing. Don't deny the child their rights. They have a right to communicate to their father, to love their father, to have whatever feelings they have towards their father. So don't deprive them that, and also maintain your relationship with their children. So with my children, basically right now, we are so good. I see my children, they are very happy. You see, yeah, they are not sad as they used to see me. You know, nilikuwa nalia mpaka unaona unalia mpaka mtoto anakuja anakupanguza machozi ma, mbona unalia? Please don't cry. So it reached a time I felt like the sad energy I was projecting to the kids, and I was exposing my children to, that is the energy they were absorbing. So they became gloomy. They could feel my pain. So when they are feeling that pain, they're also not happy. So I realized also I'm not helping them. So I just, for me, I went for therapy. I can tell you for a fact, for around 3 months. Yes, and it really helped me a lot. So I also want to tell people in this platform, couples, it is good to go for therapy, and especially kama umeachana na mtu, go for therapy. Hiyo kitu can be a disaster. People even go mad, for your information. So it is very important to visit. It is okay not to be okay. That is what I tell people. It is okay. If you're not okay, it's okay. So if you speak about this issue, you know, when I'm speaking to you, Diana, as a person I've never met before, I can tell you a lot about myself, because I know you won't take them anywhere. Even if you take them anywhere, it won't affect me with anything. So it's good if you talk to someone. This person, you know, when you speak about your problem, it is, the stress is half relieved. So it is important also to go for those therapies. They are a bit expensive, yes, but they really play a big role. In fact, for me, it really played a big role.
So your marriage is done. You were for you that time, right?
Yeah.
And then there was a time that you were really depressed, right?
Yes.
And now you're here, you're out. You're starting to live again. You still have some bitterness, like maybe before going to therapy, you did this to me, right? And maybe also you have some bitterness, you did this to me. How did you come to start co-parenting properly without maybe using the kids against him, or him using the kids against you?
First of all, for me, I can never say, yes, I was bitter at some point. And you know, for me, my bitterness natakanga tu wewe ndo nikupitie, you know, and it reached a time, you know, we could abuse each other. For me, it's me who used to do that, because, you know, alikuwa ameniblock kila mahali. So I was like, now where do I channel my anger? I could even decide to write status on WhatsApp and say, you've done this to me. But it reached a time, you know, that's what I'm saying, hiyo inaitwaje, bitterness inaisha in process. So I don't judge. You know, at that time people used to judge me, but if they could have imagined what I was going through, I believe some of them could not hold it. So when that happened, I think mtu alinisaidia sana hata kutoka kwa hiyo was my mom. So like hii bitterness ikaanza to, you know, I just started focusing on other things, you know. In fact, hiyo bitterness kwanza hata ilipanda sana after hiyo therapy. You see, this is, you know, me when I went for my therapy the first day, and I was telling them about my problem, you know what they told me? Write everything you like about that man, and also write if you love him. On this other side, write everything you hate about this man. So akasoma hii pande, akaniambia, Agnes told me categorically that by the end of this therapy, you will decide whether you are going to continue living with that man or not. And I can tell you for a fact, after that therapy, I was sure I don't want to live like that anymore. So when I was leaving, it is a decision I had made. Is either he's going to come back and try and fit in my shoes, which he did not. And I also said, if you cannot fit in whatever I'm going through, then fine. You can have your life, you can live it the way you want. So that is how our separation reached. And after that, nilianza to kuheal. In fact, saizi, I have nothing against that man. Nothing. I just respect him as the father of my children, and that's it. But I can tell you for a fact, it is not easy to let go. And that's why all these things take time. Mimi, what I don't encourage, which most women do, 99% of women do, wanatokanga wakisema, hey, atakuja, ataona kama vile hizi, my friend, huyo mtu anaweza ishi bila, kwani alizaliwa na wewe, hakuzaliwa na wewe. So definitely anaweza move on without you. So as you are carrying your legs, you are living, have this desire that if he comes back to rectify so that you guys can talk and get back together, fine. If he doesn't come back, fine. But me, what I always say, I know what I want for my life. Diana, even it means divorcing 10 times, I will divorce. If you are not the right person for me, I will leave. Yes, I will let you go. Because, you know, it reaches a time, like I told you, right from when I was born, me, I was taught to choose myself. So there is no way I can be choosing you. You see? Yeah, so your notion, yeah, oh, yeah, I don't know. Me, I'm not for it. The thing is, people handle anger differently. And also, people must be given time to digest whatever was that. Some people heal even for 10 years. You won't stop that person healing for that 10 years. So it is just important to accept your situation. Na mi wanaambia, the moment you accept, because si ati wewe peke yako ndo umedivorce, people are divorcing day in, day out. So, sasa ni kitu ya kwanza imekufanyikia na itakuwa ya mwisho. The best thing to do is to accept yourself in the situation that you are in and be focused to move forward.